you knock doors, you're going to hear these three things every single day. No, not interested, and not right now. Most beginner door knockers and most beginner canvassers hear those words and they think no is forever. But no is not forever. All right. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can hear the objection, determine what type of no it is, and learn how to keep the conversation going. So let's dive right in. There's 5 points I want to show you. So let's go. So point number one is this. Okay. Don't reach to the word. Understand the meaning. So don't react to the word. When you hear the word no, don't react. Don't put your head down. Don't do any of that stuff. So when you hear the first word, right, one of the biggest mistakes a new canvasser can make, right, is when they hear the word no, they treat all no's the same. Okay. A no is not the same as not right now, which is not the same as not interested. Okay. So if you hear a hard no, right, so stop, respect. If you're like, no, like that hard no, like you respect it. Like, okay, cool. I understand. Sweet. Boom. I'm not saying don't keep talking, right? I'm not saying like don't pay attention to it, but you hear it, okay? When you hear, nah, I'm good, think in your head when you hear that, nah, I'm good, think maybe they don't understand yet. So they probably are not clear. Let's say if you're pitching a product, whether it's pest control, whether it's windows, whether it's doors, you hear, nah, I'm good. You're like, okay, maybe they don't know any information. Maybe they haven't heard what's available to them. So now I'm going to lean into that conversation a little bit more. So if I hear not right now, I'm thinking timing, right? So whenever I hear the words, not right now, it's like, okay, it's a plan, but right now you're not saying it. Sometimes they might think that you're trying to get them today. Sometimes they might be thinking that you need it like super quick for them to make a decision and they have to be ready. Most people in our industry, they have quotes, and those quotes usually last for like a year. So when I hear not right now, I'm getting clarification off that. I might ask them a question. When you say not right now, I'm assuming it's something that you've thought of. So you're probably thinking, what? Are you thinking more than, let's say, a month or so? Or is it not right now just because today doesn't work for you? Or you're more available on the weekend? So asking those questions and slowing down to hear what they're saying is going to help you in your business. And I say your business because I want you to treat this like your business. Don't just treat it like a job. I want you to treat it as an opportunity to really like grow yourself and really grow the money you can make. Another one we hear is not interested. Okay. Sometimes when we hear not interested, that means value wasn't created yet. So if you didn't create any value, that person is not interested. Think of it like this. Whenever you go into a store like a Walmart or something like that, usually you need something. If you're a Target person, right? If you go to Target, sometimes you need something. And when you walk into a store, the salesperson usually asks you, hey, do you need something? The first thing we do is like, no, I'm good. I'm not interested. I don't need anything. I'm fine. Right? I'm good. I'm good. But you and I both know you didn't come into the store because you were bored. You came into the store because you were looking for something, right? And that person didn't say anything that make you think, oh, I'm looking for that. So think about that when you go into the door, when you hear like that not interested, okay? When you hear any of those no's, don't treat everything, don't just react to the word. Listen to what they're saying. Your job is to not to argue with that homeowner. Your job is to really understand them. And as you understand that homeowner, you can help that homeowner. You can't help anyone that you don't understand. You're watching this video right now because I've been in your shoes. In fact, I know what it's like to go out there and hear the word no, right? And so I understand what you're going through and I understand the different terminologies and the tones for the people. And so you're listening to me. Why? Because I understand you. Same exact thing for the homeowners, okay? Point number two, all right, is this one. And that point is read the tone and body language, okay? Read the tone and the body language, okay? Communication is more than just words, okay? When you hear like their no, you need to look for some things, okay? because their body language is going to say something. If they say no, not interested, not right now, but they're still standing, okay, right? So they're still standing at the door. They're saying, no, I'm good, but they haven't moved yet. You got them. They're there. You can still talk to them, okay? If they ask you a question, okay, that's something for you to kind of feed off. Hear the question that they're asking. Don't be so quick to just keep pitching because you want to keep pitching and tell everything and say everything that you learn inside of your training and everything that your manager and your leaders have told you, anything about the canvassing business, so you want to go ahead and spit it all out to the person. Don't do that. Take your time. Listen. Look at their body language. See what they're saying. See what they're not saying. Another thing you can look for when they're communicating, and communicating is more than words, is are they looking at what you're showing? So if you're pointing at, hey, we're right down the street, or hey, I see you have the same windows, they're tracking with you. That means you have their attention. Okay? So look at that. That's another body language thing. That means they're engaged in the conversation with you. If they're talking to you, but they're, quote unquote, you're talking to them and they're looking past you, you're losing them. If they're about to close the door and you see their hand still on the doorknob, have they stepped outside of the door and closed it behind them to talk to you? That's important. Think about that. If I'm talking to someone, they close the door behind them, now they're a captive audience, okay? And is their body language relaxed? That's another thing. So point number 2 is read the tone and the body language. That's important. And we'll do another video about tone and body language because that is so important in our industry, okay? Right? If their feet has stayed, that means their mind is still open to talk to you. So wait there, talk to them, engage in communication with them, all right? It's going to help your conversations. It's going to help the life of you talking to them. So that's a plus. So let's look at point number 3, all right? Point number 3 is this. Never say, why not? If a person tells you that they're not interested, most people, we kind of think, we kind of get proud of ourselves and we're like, why not? What's wrong with you? This is the best thing since sliced bread. No. That's not what we're going to do. When a person tells you that they're not interested, when a person says no, don't immediately go, why not? Okay? If you do that, you're only going to get that person to stay in their stance. They're now going to anchor themselves in their position, and they might be dead wrong. But when you say, why not? You're starting to accuse them. You're starting to attack, and it's starting to be combative, and you don't want that at the door. Remember, you showed up at their property. Now, that doesn't mean you go apologizing. I'm sorry I bothered you. I'm sorry to say hello. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is have a little more respect when they tell you why not. You can do something like this, okay? So when someone said that they're not interested, okay, most people, by saying this, never say why not, okay? So here's the problem. What makes homeowners makes their homeowners defend their answer, okay? A better way of saying it is this. If a person tells you no, they say, I'm not interested, okay? This is what you can say. No problem. I completely understand. A lot of homeowners tell me that at first. Just curious. Is it something you've already looked into before? Or is it something that you're planning on doing down the road? So think about that. So as you're talking to that person that tell you you're not interested, you adhere to them. You say, oh, cool. I completely understand. Most homeowners say that at first. Just out of curiosity, have you already looked into it before, or you had a bad experience, or it's something that you plan on doing down the road? Just trying to get a better understanding on your position. Now that person says, oh, and now that person engaged with you. Does that mean 10 out of 10 times the people are going to engage with you more? No, it doesn't. Okay. But it does mean you have more opportunities for people to engage you more because you open up the conversation. You didn't start anything with anything that's accusatory. All right. You kept the conversation going. Okay. So point number 4 is turning that objection into a conversation. Okay. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples in this point. Okay. So when that person tells you that they're not interested, You can say, I completely understand. Usually when people say that, it's because it's either timing isn't right or they've already looked into it. Which one is it for you? So now that person is talking to you. Now that person is engaged with you. Hey, I completely understand you're not interested. Most of the time when people tell me that, it's something that they've already looked into or the timing isn't right. Which one is it for you? And be quiet. Because when that person tells you to no and your body language says you're not going anywhere, you're there to have open dialogue and open communication, you're winning. So that's a plus. Next one. If you see another way of saying, if a person saying it's not right now, you can say, okay, that makes sense. When you say not right now, does that mean today is crazy busy or it is something that you're thinking about doing later? And then you pause. Let that person communicate. Like, yo, I'm busy today or tomorrow. Sometimes you might not be able to ask this question. Like, hey, so does that mean when you say not right now, that mean you're crazy busy today or something that you're planning on doing down the road? Sometimes you might say, excuse me, okay, cool. I see you. You said not right now. That probably means you're crazy busy. Would maybe a Saturday or Sunday work? Or do you want to like follow up with each other and we can make phone? I can call you back a little bit later when time's a little bit more better for you. And now you have an opportunity to gain the name and the number and set up a time to go out there and close the deal or go out there and, make a phone call and set up that consultation. All right. So that's one thought. Another one here is when you hear the word no, all right, you want to hear that no. You want to be like a boxer, okay? You want to hear like that no comes, you go right. The no comes, you go okay, and then you still keep pushing and kicking, okay? So when you hear the word no, you say, okay, no worries. Sounds like you probably already have plans for the home. What projects were you thinking about doing? All right. So when you hear that word no from them, you're not taking it as no forever. You're not taking it as you're mean, you're bad, you don't belong here. No, you're taking that no and you're hearing what they're saying and you're trying to understand meaning from what they're saying. Okay. Another one, point number 5 is build a objection bucket. Okay. You have to build an objection bucket. And you might say to yourself, Keith, what do you mean by an objection bucket? I mean, you got to have like a bucket of objections or comebacks for when a homeowner tells you something and you hear something. Okay. So here's your homework today, right? So if you hear an objection, whether the top 3 are no, not interested, and not right now, okay? I want you to create 3 responses, not reactions, responses. Because when you respond, you're using thought, you're thinking. When you react, you're not thinking. Now, I'm going to let that sink in because some of us in our lives and some of us at the door, we react to the homeowner's energy and we get fired up when they get fired up, or we walk away being upset. But if I'm already there and I'm talking to them and I've already practiced my pitch before I got to the door, or I practiced my pitch and I understand that there's a couple of angles I can go when I hear a certain objection, now I'm more confident. And I'm like, this is just like game. This is just like what I was practicing. And now you can perform better because the professionals don't practice when the pressure comes. They prepare before the pressure comes. So if you're practicing before you're at the door or you're practicing at home, you're already building yourself an avenue of how to get strong, how to get confident when it comes to being at that door. And so, listen, as I close with you, I'm going to say the goal is not to pressure the homeowner. The goal is for you to understand the homeowner. And the great canvassers and the great people in our industry, they are great because they can take a homeowner and they can listen to that homeowner and they can create opportunity for that homeowner to speak longer to them based off the information that they're communicating. So hopefully this has been beneficial for you. Hopefully you have gained some knowledge from this. Man, practice those objections, creating those objections. Spend some time diving in and mastering your pitch and mastering how to respond to when those homeowners tell you. And remember, don't change your body language in that time. When you respond to them, don't get scared, don't move back, relax, and you got this. All right. Until we see you on the next one, smash the like button, pass it on to someone else, and we'll talk to you soon.